if the lockdown wasn't enough, I decided to take a break from everything that I've been doing for a week. And not because I needed it, but because I had the luxury of time and opportunity to do it. The focus of this channel is on personal development by increasing productivity and overcoming anxiety. So it means I'm not gonna lie. Living this was fun, but I'm not sure if watching this would be equally fun. That's because there is nothing crazy happening in this 1 week. I don't have any video of me doing something crazy that's gonna inspire you or impress you. But again, this channel focuses on personal development by overcoming anxiety and increasing productivity. So the reason why this video is uploaded to this channel is because it serves the purpose. It's exactly what the video does. I'm not sure if you should be watching this. That's the point. You will have to decide it for yourself. That's because there is nothing crazy happening in this video. If you're into those kind of things, I have another video. I'll put it in the description, link to the video so that you can watch it, where I work for 32 hours non-stop, and you can watch that video. Those are the kind of things, if those are the kind of things that you're into, then I don't think you should be wasting your time watching this video. There are better content elsewhere. But I recommend you watch my video first though. The reason why this video is uploaded onto this platform is because it serves the exact same purpose. It helped me a lot, I learned a lot, although there is no life-altering experience here. It was quite important for me, and I believe that this could help someone else too. And that's the reason why this is uploaded to this platform. So I expect that you would watch this video, and I would recommend you watch the other video, which I would be linking in the description. There is an issue that I've been meaning to overcome lately. You know, I get a lot of intrusive thoughts, and it took me quite a long time to overcome OCD, to such a point where it doesn't bother me anymore in my life. But I had to do a lot of things. I had to work really, really hard into it to make it happen. And in fact, at some point, I ended up overcorrecting it. So for the past 1.5 years, I'm like super chill. But you know, it sounds really cool, but it's not, because you need to have a certain level of controlled stress in your life to get things done, right? So there is a sweet spot, and I've missed it. I don't even know where it is, and I've been wondering how I could fix this issue. This sounds like a very small issue, but it's not that small if you think about it. It was causing me a lot of trouble, and it's like really weird because I've worked super hard into this to be in such a point where it doesn't bother me, the things that used to bother me before. But now this is how it begins to bug me. So its absence is also causing me trouble. So it wasn't really a very wonderful place to be. I needed like some sort of stress in my life, and I was thinking how to find the sweet spot. And then thought about it quite a lot, and it occurred to me that maybe if I could introduce the concept of deadline, then maybe it could induce a level of controlled stress in my life. But the problem is, it negates the purpose of having a deadline if you get to fix your own deadline. Somebody else has to do it for you. And it doesn't work for me. That's not how I wanted things to be, and that's why I spent so much time working in order to ensure that's not how it's gonna be for me. But I can't just suddenly change. So for a long time, I was really confused, and I didn't know what to do. The other option that I was left with was to be conscious of the time that I have in my hand. Now I know it doesn't sound like really a sensible option, doesn't sound like a cool thing to do, I get it. And that's why I want you to watch the video till the end. It's not just like being conscious of the time, like that's not how it works. And in fact, I did design an entire experiment to see if it works. It did work, so that's the spoiler alert, it did work for me. But it was really a dull and boring experiment, which took me 7 days. In fact, 7 days of inactivity, because I was just sitting and being conscious of the time that I was wasting, in a way. Now you see, there is a catch. Uh, it's not very difficult to do something out of nowhere and out of nothing. And it's a lot easier to do nothing. But in order to do nothing out of nowhere and still be productive, that's a very difficult thing to do. That's like next to impossible. Uh, so that's why I designed an experiment in order to make it happen. I had to make a lot of changes to my daily routine. Now you see, we've been getting extremely heavy thunderstorm for like the past 1 month. It's like record-breaking, insane, heavy downpour all day and all night. It's crazy here. And last week, I went through the weather report and it mentioned that we're gonna get it for about a week more. And I was like, well, everybody was like, oh my god, it's gonna go on for another week. And I was like, oh, it's gonna get over after a week. The thing is, I love rain, okay? Rain and butterflies are the two things that I love the most. But then I was thinking about it, and like the last time I saw an actual real butterfly was in 2016. It's not like I live in Mars. It's just that I never noticed one. I had other things to do, and not always I was busy, to be honest. Like, not always I was busy. But I just didn't see. Before judging, I would request you to just think about the last time you saw a butterfly. So I was really afraid that I'm gonna be missing rain too. Like, I don't want to be like in like 5 years later I would be like, oh, I miss rain. I don't want that. So I was like, what do I do? Yeah, I needed to take good advantage of this opportunity that I am presented with right now. That's why I decided to take this as the opportunity. The idea was to keep it very simple. I just wanted to watch the rain and sipping tea, obviously. Uh, just to put it out there that although it did rain pretty much the entire week, we did not get rain 24/7 per se. So I wasn't like looking outside 24/7. Also, I have various commitments, and I did spend about like 3 hours every day on the various projects that I'm involved with, just to be on the safer side. But I made it very clear that almost every time when it rained, I was there to watch it rain. Another important improvement happened when I decided to sleep in the morning and not at night, so that I could enjoy the rain at night also. Now, how I did that was by changing the time of my sleep. So I went to sleep at 7 in the morning and woke up at 1:30 in the afternoon. Um, I did that for two reasons. First of all, this way I can watch the rain at night. But the other reason why I did that was because I was always curious. I just needed to see if I could do that just like that. Just for a week, change, sleep in the morning, and after the week, just go back to the regular sleeping time, if that's what you call it. To my surprise, I didn't find it difficult to do at all. Like, when I just decided that I'm gonna sleep in the morning, that's all it took me. I was able to sleep in the morning, and I woke up and I didn't feel sleepy at night. One might assume that for a couple of days it was difficult, but for me it wasn't difficult at all. It was very easy. And you know what? I didn't even keep an alarm. I kept an alarm in the morning at 7 a.m. and that was to know when it's time to sleep. At 1:30, I woke up without an alarm. And this probably is because of my experience with yoga and meditation. I had spent several hours learning how to do yoga and practicing yoga and meditation, but not in the recent past, maybe like 10, 12 years ago. But I guess I still remember. And I got the inspiration from a book I read when I was in high school, where the author mentioned that he right now at that point was in a position where he could just meditate for 5 to 10 minutes before sleep and process his mind to wake up at a certain time. And on that pre-programmed time, he would wake up without an alarm. And I tried that, and it turned out with an honestly, I didn't work really hard into it or anything like that. It was very easy. I just did the same. Maybe my experience with meditation helped. It was very easy for me. So I had done that in the past for a long time. I had completely forgotten I had done that. Right now, of course, I tried, I attempted it, and surprisingly, it came out very well. All the 7 days, I woke up at 1:30 without any alarm. And I woke up like, yeah, almost at around 1:30, maybe 1:25, 1:35, but no big deal. And that was insane. I loved it. That was one of the improvements, and in fact, if you think about it, I did mention that I would spend the entire week simply watching the rain. That was the plan, but you know, I didn't do it that way. I did spend a lot of I didn't spend so much time on productivity or personal development for this week, but I did spend some time on picking up new skills or something. Like I just needed to do it, and I've been doing it very well in the recent past, so I didn't want to jeopardize it. Um, Another important thing I did, the most important thing, was that everybody says that I speak really fast and nobody understands anything I say. Now I know I'm speaking not really fast, but when I speak really fast and nobody understands anything. So I really wanted to, I've spent a lot of time actually thinking about it, but not doing anything in that area. So I thought like this is a great opportunity to learn it. So I spent a lot of time uh, sitting in front of a mirror and speaking slowly, practicing the art of speaking slowly. And I think I've picked up the skill just a little bit maybe, but I'm happy that I'm making some improvement in this area. Maybe in the future I might speak. Now I'm speaking really slowly. It's good. I guess this is enough. So mission accomplished. I also took up another challenge actually, a very because I'm sitting here doing nothing, so I thought like I'll pick up another challenge. And this new challenge was to I was listening. I love heavy metal. That's another interesting change that happened in me was that I'm a huge metalhead, but this entire week I noticed that my interest in music slowly shifted from heavy metal and black metal to classic soft rock. Not always soft rock, but still not heavy metal, like comparatively slower music. Uh, yeah, and I also spent a lot of time listening to music, but not just that, I also used it wisely. Uh, so I attempted to see if I could, in the previous video, I mentioned my attempts to master playing to a metronome, and this time I did try. Then I spent a lot of time listening to metronome, like trying to figure out the time signatures of various songs that I was listening to. And I did listen to rock songs mostly because I felt like it was a lot easier to find the beat in those songs. Uh, the songs from my place, it's a little difficult to find the beat, so I was listening mostly to soft rock and mostly rock songs. So yes, I did pick up on that. So what that started as a simple experiment to see if I could do nothing for a week and still be productive. Uh, I ended up adding small challenges to it, maybe 3 or 4 small challenges to it, and well, I guess I can still call the process of the project a success because I mean, come on. Yeah, so the most important point from that experiment was was see, here is the most important lesson from the experiment. Okay, I often tell people I myself keep a journal, and every time something strikes me, good or bad, I write it down. I write it down immediately. I address it at a later point if need be. And I'm very particular about this, and I do this all the time. And I also tell everybody to do this. I don't know how many people do that, but I do that, and I've been doing that for quite a long time. Now, the reason why it's important is I'll give you an example. What happened this time? The most important takeaway from this experiment happened in that journal. Yes, because I was writing down, because I have nothing much to do, I was writing down whatever I was feeling, all the thoughts, the good thoughts, the bad thoughts, the ideas, the future plans, and everything. I usually don't do this, but this time I also wrote down the time. And when I was like going through the pages, I just figured out um, that that every kind of thought, like every kind of thought, every category of thought that I was having, it was recurring at the same time. Like after a couple of days, from the third day onwards, I noticed that it was recurring at the same time. And that was really crazy. Now I'm really sad because in the previous times when I wrote it down, I didn't write down the time. But I guess the pattern repeats there also. I'm not sure about it, but I think it's safe to assume that the pattern repeated there as well. And the thing is, it was really surprising to me. So I tried to alter the process by, for example, at 5 in the morning, if I am listening to a song and a particular song, let's say I'm listening to the song, I was listening to the song by Aerosmith, the song Dream On, and every time I listened to that song, a certain kind of thought struck me. And I just noticed that at the same time, even if the song, it's more probable when the song is playing, but at that point, a particular thought was striking me, and every day it repeated. That was a new information for me. I've never thought about it that way. So at 5, instead of listening to music, I did something else. Like I started reading a book, or I have a jump rope, so I started like practicing it. I'm not really good with that, but I practiced it. So I noticed that like in the 6th and the 7th day, when I changed the task, the thoughts changed too. In the 6th and the 7th day, I didn't have the same thought. Sometimes it was good thoughts, sometimes it was bad thoughts. It didn't matter. The point is, it was a big revelation for me when I realized that the thoughts were following a routine. And I can hack it. So, and I did it too. So that was a big information for me. I've never thought about. I've never read about it. Most of the information I gather it from books. But this one was surprising because, well, I also, that's the reason why I didn't specify this at the beginning of the video. I could have put it in the thumbnail. The reason why I didn't put it in the thumbnail is because I don't even know if this is like genuine, or if it's just like, I don't know, I wrote it down, it happened to me, and I hacked it, and that worked too. And I'm thinking about exploring this further, obviously, but I'm not sure if I could recommend it, if I could suggest it as a general behavior. That I don't know. So that's the reason why I'm keeping it at the end of the video, and not giving much significance to this. But for me, this is the biggest takeaway from this video, from this experiment. And I also would like to share to you it as the biggest experiment, the biggest takeaway. And yeah, this is the thing I want everyone to focus on in this video. But it worked for me, and in the 6th and the 7th day, surprisingly, did change. It didn't occur to me, even the good ones, but you know. So that's the biggest day. And this is the reason why I tell everybody. Now I have one more reason to suggest to everybody why you should be keeping a journal, a log.